your skin, that shit is popping, girl. Body on 10, damn, you got it, girl. You gotta boss up. Getting them checks, living your best. Racks up. Oh, keep walking with confidence. Effortlessly, you let them know who is in command. You just that and more. Don't forget it. God worked hard on you for sure. Lexus Exodus. Shout out to my exes.
This is an installment of Horror Stories from Blackistan, where we honor our best and brightest and celebrate legendary Black women, but also delve deep into their stories and learn from their experiences so we don't make the same mistakes. Today, we will talk about the critically acclaimed, world-renowned, uber-talented, Grammy Award-winning songstress Lauryn Hill. So Lauryn was born May 26, 1975 in South Orange, New Jersey, to parents Valerie Hill, who was an English teacher, and her father Mal Hill, who was a computer and management consultant. She grew up in a nuclear traditional familial unit and thrived in a musically oriented family. In an old interview from 2000, Lauryn talks about how her upbringing centered around music.
I was born in East Orange. I lived in Newark for a brief time, moved to New York for a short period of time, and then moved to South Orange. And South Orange was, it was interesting because it was this very diverse, and I can't just say South Orange, I have to say the area surrounding South Orange, because Newark is the city, and then the oranges are the suburbs, okay? And, I lived in this suburb where it was like, I'd say 50%, maybe 40% Black, 60% Jewish. And I grew up with this very eclectic, just interesting exposure to all these different cultures. And of course, Manhattan is right there. So, just from the time I was very young, exposed to the Jewish community, the Asian community, the West Indian community, the Cuban community, the Latin community, just a myriad of cultures in this one area. My mother was a teacher, she was an educator, and but even if she wasn't, I really think that I had a love. I don't know if it was necessarily for academics more than it just was for achieving, period. And if it was academics, if it was sports, if it was music, if it was dance, whatever it was, I was always driven to do a lot in whatever field or, whatever area I was focusing on at the moment. So I did well in school, but learned a lot from that too. Learned a lot from the school atmosphere, the school setting, but so much of my experiences came around school, not so much in the classroom, but what took place outside the classroom. A lot of those life lessons were attained outside, inside as well, but outside also.
Lauryn thrived in school and was an all-star student. She attended Columbia High School, where she was a member of the track team, the cheerleading squad. She played violin lessons, went to dance class, and also founded the school's gospel choir. She did very well academically as well and earned A grades in advanced placement classes. So although based on all appearances, Lauryn had an exceedingly healthy upbringing, she would later still become susceptible and succumb to the toxicity and problematic nature of Blackistan. At the age of 13, Lauryn began to bud as a musically talented teen and met artist Praz, who proposed that she join a music group with artist Wyclef Jean. Little did she know that Wyclef Jean would greatly contribute to her downfall later in life. So, as a teen, Lauryn would be discovered by an agent shortly after forming the music group and made her Hollywood debut on As the World Turns in 1991.
Jessica and Duncan would like to begin this joyous occasion with a song that has a special meaning for them. Their friend Kira Johnson will now honor us with that song.
Lover, you brought me love. You gave me peace of mind, and I'll be there for you like you've been there for me 1,000 times. I'll do just as you've done.
Okay, I see the divested woman in 1991. See, I was only 3 years old back then, but I can only imagine the type of response and the type of reactions that happened as a result of this beautiful couple being on daytime TV. But that's what's up. I watched this over and over again, and I'm just now noticing it. That's what's up back in the early 90s. Okay, I see you, girl. Okay. So there's Lauryn performing beautifully, even as a young child, making her debut in Hollywood. This became the conduit of her career, and a year later, she appeared in 1993 on the film Sister Act 2, where she illustrated her extraordinary singing, acting, and rapping skills.
Joyful, joyful Lord, we adore thee. God of glory, Lord of love. Hearts unfold like flowers before thee. And let's drive the dark cloud down away. Give her immortal gladness. Fill us with the light. Fill us with the light. Oh, fill us with the light of day.
What a cool movie. What an awesome movie. Did y'all know this movie was released in 1993? I had no idea how old it was, but it brings back so many memories because I remember being over at my grandmother's house and she didn't have cable. We were poor, nobody did. And I remember her having a VHS, and it wasn't even for the Gen Zers. This is going to go over your head, but it wasn't even the legitimate VHS, the tapes that you would buy from, I don't know, like stores like Blockbuster or something. It was a bootleg, a VHS recording from this actually being presented on television. And we watched this movie over and over again, and we just loved it and enjoyed it. And even back then, before we knew who Lauryn was, she had stolen this show, and she was such an important part of this movie. So, but during this time, Lauryn began a very toxic romantic relationship with Wyclef Jean, who was 60 years older than her at the time. And I truly believe that this relationship is what initiated Lauryn's downfall. Again, he was an adult who engaged in a statutory R-word relationship with Lauryn. And he cheated on her and mistreated her. He got married while they were seeing one another. And allegedly, Lauryn was even forced to endure the wedding as a guest to witness the marital union between Wyclef and his wife. So let's listen to Wyclef's bum ass, dirty ass, and Lauryn discuss how they first met.
The real story is, you know what I'm saying, he was like the big man, you know what I'm saying, in the high school. He wanted to put two cute girls in a group behind him, you know what I'm saying, so he could look like the man, the player of the high school. So it was me and this other girl named Marcy. And, you know, we used to sing background, and he used to rap, you know, basically boost up his ego, you know. And then one day, Wyclef comes to the studio to meet the girls, and he comes and starts showing off on the mic.
Can I get a beat, man? Purple rain, purple rain.
One day Wyclef came to the studio, he was vibing, he dropped some vocals, and then I guess rest is history.
I had on my Bobby Brown suit, you know, with my my boots. What kind of boots were those?
Patent leather boots.
I had my patent leather boots, you know.
With a yard hat.
The Melly Mel days. I was a cross between Melly Mel and Jimmy Cliff. And I was like, yo, Prize, come here. I said, yo, who that girl in the booth singing? He was like, yo, man, you can't talk to her, man. She's too young for you. Not only that, you know, her brother, he trusts me. Where's Bun, Clef? I know you, man. I said, nah, I'm chilling, man. So then I went in the booth, and I was like, two girls, I'm about to blow up this spot. I do what I do best, which is show off.
See him joking and laughing about engaging in an illegal statutory rape relationship with Lauryn Hill. And I don't even like to call it a relationship. I feel like that legitimizes it. He took advantage of this girl. He preyed upon her and he abused her. He sexually abused her. He raped this girl because there's no reason why an adult male should be messing with a young child. She was 13 years old and he was 19 years old. It was disgusting, and he continued to mess with her even throughout his marriage. She was a mistress. Well, professionally, they did very well. And in 1996, their musical group, the Fugees, released a critically acclaimed album, The Score, which featured their smash hits, Ready or Not and Killing Me Softly. And although, again, Lauryn's professional life was flourishing at the time, her romantic life was in shambles and continued to dwindle. So again, Wyclef mistreated Lauryn and took advantage of her. So she was much younger. She was 6 years younger than him. He manipulated her when she was just a little kid. Wyclef was an adult, and he engaged in this inappropriate sexual relationship with an impressionable young girl while he was married to a whole nother woman during their relationship. And Lauryn wasn't protected. She was left out for the wolves during this time. And again, this is why it's so important to divest from Blackistan, if not for yourself, for your children. Little girls do not fare well within these communities. So she was surrounded by people who were supposed to protect her. So I don't know if you guys saw this, and we'll watch another video where Praz goes more into depth about how he promised the mom he would protect her. But he was only concerned about making money off of her. And he even admits to this, despite assuring Lauryn's parents that he would look out for her. So let's watch this next interview where Praz further details how he failed this girl and promised her parents that he would protect her and look out for her.
At what point does the group start having problems internally?
I mean, you know, towards the middle, the peak.
Okay. And what happens?
Bunch of shit.
Okay. Wyclef and Lauryn Hill start to have a romantic relationship.
That's what they said.
Right. It's what Wyclef said in his book.
Oh, he wrote a book?
It was something like that. It was like a memoir or something like that. I
It?
saw an MTV
I didn't even know
interview
about
where
it.
he talked about it.
When was this?
Okay, so there was a memoir called Purpose, an immigrant story.
Well, I guess that's what it is. If he wrote it, then that's what it is.
So he was talking about, I guess, was Wyclef married at the time?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, he's still married.
Yeah. Yeah, I just didn't know when he got married. So at the time that the score came out, he was married. So he talked about how him and Lauryn Hill kind of had there was a love triangle. It was him, his wife, Lauryn Hill.
Okay.
And he mentioned that Lauryn Hill got pregnant.
Okay.
Did you know about all this happening?
Man, I was counting my money, man, to be honest with you. I mean, I knew there was riff going around, but I was focused, man. I was focused on trying to get this money.
Okay, but did you feel like there were problems forming?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm not a zombie. I obviously felt, but once again, man, I was focused. I mean, I know there was things happening, but there was so many things happening. If I had to stop and pay attention to everything, I wouldn't even be sitting here right now. Like, I'm a person, I'm very focused on whatever my goal is, I stay focused. And my goal at that time was, I'm going to do everything I can to make sure from this point till I die, I never have a need or a worry financially. So all this other shit, that's for the birds.
Right. All the other shit is for the birds, but you're in a group with these two other people, and they're very key members of the group. Mm-hmm. So obviously, problems that's happening between Wyclef and Lauryn Hill is going to affect everyone's money long term.
To a certain extent, yeah. But at the same time, you gotta remember, Wyclef is my boy at that time, right? Like, we're like brothers. And Lauryn is my girl because I went and got her from her mom's house when she was only 12, 13 years old. And I told the mother, I will protect her daughter. So, this is my man. This is like my sister. They got whatever at that time, because they were denying it. You know, you feel things. They're like, no, it's not happening. Then you hear things. And so, what side do you jump on? You tell a dude, yo, be careful. You know what I mean? You don't want to disrupt what's going on here. You may think you got it under control, but these things never end well. How do you know? There's about 1,000 groups that tried that before us, and it almost never worked well. I'm just saying. But then you go to my girl like, yo, you sure? Just be careful, you know. So I gotta play neutral because I can't be the one that seems like I'm agitating anything. So my thing now at this point is, before this Titanic goes in sink, I gotta get my life vest. You know, I can't be worrying about the chef, the dude down in the deck trying to figure out, is he going to plug the hole? Is the buoy ready? Where's my life vest? Because this shit is about to go down. And when it does, I want to be able to know I can swim ashore.